So welcome once again, and thanks for joining. If today is your first time of joining, then this is the part 2 of this video. I already did the part 1. So if you missed it, please check the link in the description box and start the part 1 with us. Today we are continuing our teaching on AI terminologies. In part 1, we treated 7, and in this part today, we're going to be treating about 11 AI terminologies. Okay, sit tight and don't go, because at the end of it all, I have an important announcement, and of course, a gift that is for you and you alone. So let's go to the training. This one today completes the language of everyday AI terms that we started in my last video. So this is the part 2. In part 1, we treated 7 terms. So if you missed it, please check the link in the description of this video so that you can start from the beginning to watch. And this entire 17 terms and much more is taken from chapter 2 of my book, AI for Everyday Life. The link to the book is also there, both for the digital copy and the paperback. The book is loaded, explained in a simple language. It is for beginners who want to know more about AI and how they can use AI in the different areas of their lives. Their planning, weekly planning, researches, travel, finance, academic research, whatever it is you want to do is all loaded in that book. So the first terminology we'll be considering today is generative AI. When you hear generative AI, I don't know what comes to your mind, but I'm sure you must have been hearing these terms most times. Simply, a type of artificial intelligence that creates something new instead of simply finding existing information. It creates something that is like new from the scratch. Example, it can create articles, emails, images, videos, music, presentation, computer code, business ideas, and so on. Why does this matter? It can help create anything at all from the scratch. You want to write an email, you simply feed it with give it a role, give it a task, feed it with the context, and then let it know the expected outcome. These things I'm saying now might sound strange to you. I've also treated it in previous videos, and it's part of my talk and Asira method of communicating with AI, because AI is all about communication. Meanwhile, if it still sounds like strange to you, I also dropped a PDF, a free PDF, that's AI Beginner's Guide. You will also find these things I've just said now, the talk method and the Asira method, where you tell the AI the role it's to play, you assign a task to it, you load it with the background information, and then let it know the outcome, the result you are looking for. That is the talk method. I won't overflog it. So, example, imagine giving a chef a list of ingredients. Instead of handing the ingredients back to you, the chef prepares an entirely new meal. This is the work of a generative AI. You provide information, it creates something new. You provide information, write a mail to so and so person on so and so a thing. Write a mail, send an invitation. I've also done lots of videos. In fact, check the whole of for the past 1 month plus now, and I've been teaching on AI and how to generate, this generative AI now, there was a video I did where I showed us how you can give it an instruction and it will generate something new. That is generative AI, where it wrote a mail inviting somebody, a speaker, to my event. So I won't be overflogging these issues, okay? Now we go to the next one, which is AI assistant. Just like the name implies, an assistant powered by AI that can answer questions, organize information, create content, and solve problems. Okay, that is what one of the terms you may have been hearing, and when you hear it, you'll be wondering what does that mean? You know, just as a human assistant helps organize schedules, answer emails, complete tasks, do so many other things. The same way, your AI assistant helps by answering questions, organizing information, creating content, and solving problems. Think of your AI assistant as another member of your team. There was also a video I did, which I said, AI is your team member. And I narrated, it was a long video where I showed you how you can regard AI not just as a tool, but as a team member in the work you're doing. Is a member of your team, okay? So let me use myself for an example. This is my AI now in action. One day I needed help renewing my son's international passport. Instead of driving around town trying to figure out the process, I asked my AI assistant that this is what I needed to do. I was almost stepping out of the house. I said, wait a minute, what am I doing? I have my AI assistant. What am I doing? I went back and started chatting. And immediately it tailored down everything, told me, gave me the sites to go do it, how to do it, ask questions. Of course, it will always ask you questions, because the questions you answer will also depend on the answers it will give you. And it will help to narrow the answers to your specific needs. So it was able to narrow it. And right there in the comfort of my sitting room, I did the application in less than 30 minutes. And in less than a week, I'm not kidding, the passport came back. Okay, this is what your assistant does for you. Your AI assistant can do for you. AI agent. This one is one of the ones that is so widely spoken of. Every time you'll be hearing things like AI agent or agentic AI, agentic, and you're wondering, what are they even saying? What it will be sounding strange to you. It's not a strange terminology at all. Okay. AI agent is just an AI system designed to perform specific job on your behalf. Specific job on your behalf. And this is one of the most misunderstood terms in AI. You know, when many people hear it, they imagine a kind of robot walking around the office. That is not what it means. An AI agent is simply a system designed to perform a specific job that you would have done or human would have done for you. So think of hiring a specialist instead of a general assistant. You hire a specialist to handle a specific thing. That is what it is. Okay. Now, another maybe you hire one special assistant to specialize in writing emails. Another one specializes in financial analysis. Another may specialize in travel planning and so on. That's how you have. I have dozens of agents. I'm telling you, I have dozens of agents and I have lots of projects I'm working on. And each of them are working on those. I can be working on 2 to 3 different projects at the same time using different agents. I can work on, in fact, so many projects using different agents, okay? So I don't want to overflog it. Now we go to memory.
When you hear memory, it's just like the name implies. We have the human memory, right? Just like the humans have their memory, same way AI also have its memory. So memory allows certain AI agents to remember information you choose to share across multiple media. It is their memory that allows them to remember. Like many times when I'm communicating with my AI, it becomes confused. And I will now remember, it will give me a wrong answer, which we call hallucination. We treated hallucination in the first part 1. And I was like, no, because I know what I'm doing. I would say, no, this is not a look at. I say, oh, and now I remember, forgive me. So the memory is a feature that let them remember the information you have stored in them, right? For example, if your AI remembers that you are an entrepreneur, an author, or a founder, like me now, a founder of Living Without Borders, you don't have to keep putting those details. My AI right now knows me, knows what I am, knows who I am, knows the project I'm working on, knows the books I have written so far, knows the ones I'm intending to write, knows my 2 years vision board and what I intend to achieve. So these things are stored in its memory, knows my weekly workflow and so on and so forth. All of these are stored in its memory. So when you're discussing, it's no longer sounding Greek. It remembers it. But also remember, though different AI tools have different memory features, and you should always be thoughtful about what personal information you share. Okay? Don't go exposing all of your life. Share only what is necessary for the purpose of what you are working on or building on. Deep learning. Deep learning is somehow similar to the machine learning we did in part 1, but is not. There's a difference between deep learning and machine learning. Like in machine learning, we said is where you have to constantly show a picture to it or show something to it until it memorizes it, and it will now stick, just like showing a child a picture of a cat all the time. In deep learning, it's a more advanced form of machine learning. It's an advanced form of machine learning that recognizes extremely complex patterns. Okay? Deep learning is like teaching a highly experienced specialist who can recognize, extremely complex stuff. It is deep learning that helps AI to recognize things like photographs, driving self-driven cars, understanding spoken languages, translating languages, creating realistic images, generating human-like conversation. That is the work of deep learning. Fortunately, you do not need to understand how deep learning works in order to benefit from it. Okay? Just as you can drive a car without understanding how every engine component functions, the same way, you can use AI effectively without becoming a deep learning expert. The next one is automation. This one is also one of the most important terminologies in AI. Automation is simply allowing technology to perform repetitive tasks automatically instead of doing them manually every time. Repetitive task. Instead of every time you have to do a particular thing, no, you hand it over, you automate it, okay? And the AI does that for you. So think about turning on a light in your house every evening, for instance. Now imagine setting a timer so that the light switches on automatically at 7 p.m. That is automatic. The task still gets done. You simply don't have to remember to do it because you have automated it. Artificial intelligence makes automation even more powerful. Instead of only following fixed instruction, AI can make decisions based on the information it receives. I can write a mail that will run for the next 1 month, and I will schedule it on automation. It will just, when that time reach, it will dispatch the mail. When the time it will, so there are so many things you can automate. It will just run on autopilot by itself, setting up a sales funnel, set up everything, and each time somebody goes there, it's on autopilot, it's running by itself. I don't have to keep on going there to do this or do that. You just sleep and things are being taken care of. And then we go to workflow. This is also another very important terminology. It's simply a series of steps followed to complete a task. The steps you follow to complete a task. Every activity in life has a workflow. Making a cup of tea has a workflow, right? Cooking dinner has a workflow. Writing a book has a workflow. Artificial intelligence can improve existing workflow by completing some of those steps faster. Okay, for instance, imagine you are a content creator, and then content creator workflow you are working on. Instead of spending hours doing everything manually, AI can help you brainstorm on the ideas, create an outline, write a first draft, step by step like that, edit the content, generate image, create social media posts, and so on and so forth. Like personally, I have my weekly workflow, which my AI already knows. Every Monday, if you've been following me on my social media, you discover that every Monday is for empowerment quotes, which my AI already knows. And once it's on Monday, I say today is Monday quotes for the week. And it knows the tone, what I'm expecting, not just any. So it handles it as the first listen every week, and the second day is on carousel for the topic of the week. It also prepares the carousel. Wednesday is CEO's desk and so on. So I have a task for each day. That's my own workflow, my weekly workflow or daily workflow. And my AI understands this workflow and helps me achieve them faster that I can think of. Then knowledge base, just a collection of information an AI system can use to give more accurate and personalized answers. Okay, think of it like your personal library. The richer the library, the better the assistants can help you, right? For example, your knowledge base might include your books, your presentations, your frequently asked questions, your training materials, your website, your policies, your business documents, and so on and so forth. These are your knowledge base. And when you store all of this in your AI has a knowledge base of what you are working on, who you are, and so on. It's easier for them to operate from there. Okay. The AI studies these materials so well that it can answer questions based on the information that are on those materials, and even give you a better, reliable answer, right? So, like, for instance, in my own case, over the past several months, I have shared my books, my writings, my teaching philosophy, my speaking style, and so on and so forth with my AI assistant. And as a result of that, it understands my writing styles and can help me develop ideas that remain consistent with my vision and with my writing style. So the more relevant information I provide to my AI, the better it understands how to assist me. I'm sure I've been able to explain this in the best way that I can. Then we come to voice profiling. Voice profiling is simply a unique way you communicate. Your tone, your vocabulary, your personality, the style of your talking, your beliefs, your values, and so on. All of it together makes up your voice profile. the more you are able to share these things with your AI is able to understand you better and is able to write like you, speak like you when it is writing. No two people have exactly the same voice. I'm sure you know that. And no two people have exactly the same voice profile. So even if think about your closest friend, if you think about your closest friend, you can often recognize who sent a message without even seeing their name because you know how they normally speak. That's the same way AI learns to communicate in your own style. It doesn't have to become you, but it learns how you communicate. And this is one of the most valuable skills you will learn in my book, in AI for Everyday Life. If you are able to get it, is one of the most valuable skills you can learn from that book. Okay. Then the 10th one is API. This is another one that is very loudly, it's always been, you hear people talking about API, the API, what's the API? And so on. And you're wondering, what are they even talking about? An application programming interface. That's the meaning of API. Application programming interface. It allows different softwares, programs to communicate with each other. That is how, for instance, okay, let me use an example. You go to a restaurant right now and you give your order to the waiter, right? The waiter goes into the kitchen. After a moment, comes back with whatever it is you asked for, the result. That is just how API works. This is how different softwares communicate with each other. One program can send a request, another can perform the task, and the answer returns automatically. You don't need to see what is happening behind the scene, but that is what is actually going on. But you don't need to see it, okay? Then we go to the, sorry, I jumped. Token, yeah, that's the 11th. And the last one that we'll be handling today is token. This is also another one you also hear, maybe you do hear often. Token is simply one of the smallest pieces of text that AI reads and processes, okay? You see, when you write things on AI doesn't see that thing the way we see. It doesn't see your sentences the way or your writings the way. It breaks it down into little bit, as in bit by bit. Those bit by bit are called tokens. Okay, so think of token as tiny building blocks. Tiny building blocks. Like I said, when you send things, AI doesn't see the sentence exactly the way you do it. It breaks it down into small chunks. Those tokens help the AI understand your request and generate a response. If they don't understand your request very well, they cannot generate a good response. It is that understanding that helps it generate a good response. And the question remains, why should you care? AI breaks this thing into small building blocks to help you to understand the request and generate better responses. That is why you should care. Okay? The more words you use in your conversation, the more tokens are processed. But the good news is you don't need to count tokens yourself. The API platform handles that automatically. So for my beginners, all you need to know is, all you need to remember is that token are simply the small pieces of language AI uses to understand and generate text. Don't bother yourself how that works. So let me share a little bit of my real life situation. One of the greatest lessons I have learned about artificial intelligence is that it isn't about technology at all. That's one of the greatest lessons I have learned. It is about making better decisions. Not long ago, I began receiving numerous offers from different financial institutions. Oh, do your car refinancing at a lower APR. Do your this, consolidate that. One day I just set a day aside and call it financial day, and I screenshotted or I scanned every document, uploaded it, and we worked. My AI was able to look at it, pieces everything, and explain everything to me. And then we decided what to do at that point in time. I contacted the different people, the top 3 we chose to work with. And by the time I finished questioning them, I discovered that the so-called car refinancing, mortgage refinancing, whatever refinancing they tell you is a scam. I'm telling you, is a scam, because all they do is stretch it longer. You pay, and monthly, whatever you're paying monthly will reduce. But at the long run, you have spent much more money than you would have spent. So why would I go with that? So at the end of all of this, we were able to conclude that I don't need car refinancing. I don't need any. I'm okay with what I am working with, or what I was paying then, and that was how we didn't take any of those offers. In fact, I thought the whole offers and trashed them. Wasn't necessary. So these are the ways the AI helps you achieve a lot. So we have completed our training on AI languages. Actually, what I treated, I said it was 17, but it's actually 18 different languages, because I treated 7 in the first one and then 11 now. Of course, there are languages or terminologies also coming up as the day goes by. There are other ones I may not have treated, but these are the basic ones you actually need to know. So keep learning, keep practicing, keep asking questions, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That way, this channel will reach more people. We keep bringing transformations and trainings and teachings that will help you move a step further in your life's journey. Share this video with someone who needs to watch it, and don't forget to watch the part 1. The link is in the description below. Don't also forget to download the free AI beginner's guide. The link is also there. And of course, if you need a complete book on AI that will so open your eyes as a beginner and teach you in the language you will understand like a baby, AI for Everyday Life is the Answer by Emanuela Emmanuel. There are a lot of AI for everyday life, so make sure it is the one written by Emanuela Emmanuel. The hard copy, or paperback rather, is on Amazon if you prefer paperback. But if you prefer a digital copy, I have also included the link for the digital copy, because my digital copy sells far cheaper than what you get it on Amazon. But if you're in the US, I will advise you get a hard copy, a paperback of this book. It needs to be part of your library. You will read it, your children will read it, people who comes around will read it. Thank you, and bye-bye.